Today we're talking about that person you just don't like. You know the one. The one that drives you nuts. The one that you try to avoid. The one that when you happen to be sat next to, you feel yourself, like you just feel this feeling inside of you rising, like you got to get away from them, or you just find yourself like every time they speak, you're like, it just grates on you. I would love to say that this is not from personal experience, but I've had this too. So we're all humans. We all have our preferences, but let's just get down to a little bit of truth here. We will think that the reason we don't like someone is because of them. And that's not true. That's a lie. And we want to be able to see the truth, right? We make better decisions when we have all of the evidence, all of the truth, and then we can make a really good decision about what to do with that. But it's very difficult to make a decision of whether we stay, whether we go, whether we try to tolerate it, whether we try to improve, do the mind work, change the circumstance, whatever it is. But if we have a bunch of false information, we don't make a very good, well-informed decision. So here's how to make a well-informed decision is get down to the truth. The truth of it will be there's something in you that is thinking those thoughts that are making you not like that person. I'll give you just a little bit of a hint of what it probably is. How good does it feel to sit in judgment? It feels terrible. It feels horrible. If we're sitting there and in our mind, we're going through a mental checklist of all the things that they are doing wrong, that they should do differently, they should do it more like me, they shouldn't do it like that, and I can't stand how they do this, I can't stand how they do that. We are the ones sitting in that horrible feeling of judgment. We're doing it to ourselves. And so what we often do is avoid the person so that we can avoid those thoughts. But just imagine what could it be like if we could change those thoughts. Now, if you said, I don't want to change the thoughts, it's okay, I'll get right back to that. But what if you just don't want to be the person who sits in judgment and has to avoid the human race? Right? If you could change your thoughts, you could sit around anybody and be calm and fine and not have to leave the room, not have to avoid the person, not have to pretend like you didn't see them, and all of those different things. You could actually be fine around them. You don't have to be besties, but you don't have to sit in that horrible feeling that you feel like, I've just got to get away from this. It feels awful, right? You can change your thoughts about your judgments. Okay, another thing that we do a lot of times without being aware, the hidden truth is that we are often comparing ourselves to the other person. And every time they do something amazing, we feel worse about ourselves because we're comparing ourselves to them, and we're kind of like whispering, you're not like that. You don't do that. You don't do it as good as them. You should, but you don't. And so what we're often trying to escape if we're avoiding people not liking someone is the feeling of self-loathing or self-judgment or comparison, all of those things that go along with that. All we're doing is we're using someone else to hate on ourselves. Like, why, if we were to know the truth of that, why would we keep doing it? We don't have to. We can totally be around someone who's amazing and be like, they are amazing, I'm amazing in my own ways, and we both lift the world. I'm so glad that person is like that because it makes my world better. I'm so glad those people are out there helping out in areas that not everyone does, like me. Right? Okay, if you're someone that's like, I don't want to change my thoughts, I don't want to like that, I don't want to tolerate it. Okay, there's some really healthy stuff right there. I don't want to tolerate it is often the first step of setting some amazing boundaries. And what you've done is you've taken responsibility for that choice and not blamed it on someone else and their traits. We want to be able to put ourselves in a place of ownership and power and responsibility. So break responsibility down. It's our ability to respond. If we believe that we have no ability to respond because this is how they are, we just gave all of our power and we're like, you take it, I can't handle it. We want to keep our power to make good decisions. So it's totally fine to be like, I just don't like that, and it's okay. That's much different than they're terrible. I can't stand being around them because of them. It's me, and it's totally fine. And then we actually have the option of saying, okay, do I want to work my mind around? Do I want to work my mind about this? Do I want to improve my ability to not judge myself and others? Do I want to use this as an excellent opportunity? Can I use this person as a teacher instead of someone to beat myself up with, make myself miserable about, and give my power away? We have that opportunity, or we also have the opportunity to set some boundaries and say, that's actually something I don't think is good for me, and I don't want to expose myself to it. Totally fine. Either way works, but you get to keep your power in both of those scenarios. So if there's that someone in your life that you just can't stand, that you actually want to be able to master your thoughts about, and you're having trouble doing it alone, please reach out. I can help you. I do this work all the time, and I can't tell you what a difference it makes in my life to be able to be around people and accept them and love them. I find that I become more accepting and loving to myself. I find that I enjoy being around people more, and I don't dread running into anybody. And to me, that's just worth millions. Okay, good luck on your adventures with all the kinds of people out there in the world.